So hi, I'm Josh with Spot Hogg Archery Products. We're at the 2017 ATA show. One of our newest products that we got is our Infinity and Edge Swap. So this particular item, what we have is the capability to quickly change out our headpiece. So by loosening my little lock screw here, I can quickly remove this headpiece and reattach a secondary headpiece. Now, in some cases, people will be wondering, well, why would you want to do that? There's a couple reasons. If you were setting up the same bow with multiple setups, so you wanted an indoor setup, outdoor setup, or you wanted a backup for when you're going to competitions, or even as much as just doing some high-end tuning. There's a lot of the high-end shooters and top guys like Rio Wild that goes out and finishes with his rest and fudges around, maybe gets to a point where he really likes it, but not necessarily doesn't know if that's the best. He can very easily take off the one that he's got set, grab another one that he can experiment around with, find out if there's a more forgiving location with this particular setup or not. If he gains something, great, he can mimic that on the other one. But if it's not very good and he loses ground, he can always go back to what he knew was working really well. Without having to find it the hard way, he can just switch out the head pieces and go right back to where he was. So that's new for 2017. We're also really excited about our sight line. We made a huge change this year to everything. So there's a general facelift across all the sights. For starters, our pin guard has changed. In the past, what we've had is a large guard and a small guard. It made it somewhat of a pain in the butt for people that went out and bought a large guard and decided they wanted a small guard or vice versa. A pin guard really makes up for about half of the cost of our sights. So if you wanted to switch between a large guard and a small guard, it made it very, very challenging on the wallet to be able to make that happen. We redesigned the entire system so that now we have one guard size, but instead of having one size ring, we have multiple rings. So every time you buy one of our sights that has a multi-pin setup with it, you're going to get 3 rings that come with it. You're going to get a large multi-ring, a small multi-ring, and a single ring. We offer the single ring for those that don't want to try the multi-ring, but I assure you, you're missing out. This is a huge advantage. To be able to set my peep, so I'm just seeing this inside ring at the brightest time of the day, guarantees that anytime I go into a darker situation, whether that's shooting under a heavy canopy, late in the evening out of a tree stand, or I'm going to a blind, I see more through my peep in those darker situations. I'll always have rings to center on. Additionally, we made some changes to our fast eddies. There's been some issues with the fast eddies where we have this little purple pointer here. It used to be a wire on there. And it would snag on your thumb, people were bending it and having problems. So what we did is we made a hard milled anodized aluminum pointer so that there's no longer any issues when you're trying to dial up and down that you're bumping into your pointer and potentially moving it or stabbing yourself in the thumb, which nobody likes to do. An additional change that we made was we have our double pin. And how that worked was I dial this down to, let's say, 25 yards, and so my top pin is 25 yards, I'd have to back up to try to figure out what my second pin was. With my particular build, my second pin is 40 yards. But what happens if I dial this down to, let's say, 50 yards? I have no idea what that bottom pin is. With our new double pin pointer, because this is a linear distance and this is a linear distance, I now know no matter where I move this, what my bottom pin is. So I have a secondary pointer on the bottom here that always assures me whether I'm at the top of my scale or the bottom of my scale, this bottom pin is relevant and I know the distance that it's representing. So that's all the new products that we have at ATA for 2017. For more information, you can go to our website at spot-hogg.com. Thanks.